Welcome. I have quite the video for you today, so let's do a quick before and after. You're bound to have some problems on a 40-year-old transmission, so let's take a deep dive into what we did to reduce noise and improve shifting. All Alfas have a second gear, second gear synchro. Their mesh goes bad very quickly. As I shift, you can hear the synchros engage. And you shouldn't be able to hear that as loudly as it is from inside of the cabin. So we're going to go ahead and replace the fluid to try and eliminate some of that noise and make sure that the car doesn't wear its transmission prematurely. Here are all of the miscellaneous items you'll need to complete the job other than a jack and jack stands. Let's talk about the oil first. It's 75W90NS. The NS designation is very important. You want to use this in your transmission, not in your differential. Next, you'll need a 12mm hex bit. This can be either a socket or a wrench. A 22mm socket. And of course, a torque wrench and a fluid pump. The filler port is on the left side, so use the 12mm hex bit to remove the port, and then use your 22mm to remove the drain plug. This oil is nasty. Did I mention it was over 15 years old? Ooh-wee. Here is the port that has nice clean oil on it, quote unquote. And then here is the drain plug. Yeah, it's not looking too good. Oh man, I just felt a chunk of something in there. This is unfortunately magnetic, which means that it's part of a gear. What's up? So it's unfortunate, but it's to be expected. Judging on how the second gear is running, I'm going to say that it's from the synchronous gear that meshes to first and second, which is why you can't downshift from third into second or third into first very easily. This transmission uses 1.85 quarts, about. That's what's suggested in the manual. Now, in order to find what 0.85 of a quart is on a bottle that's sealed, I took the flashlight and marked the level of fluid. I'm measuring it and assuming that this is a cylinder, so our cross-sectional area doesn't change. It's going to be a little off, but that's okay. We have 5 inches of fluid, so we need to find 85% of that and subtract it from 1 whole quart. 85% of that is about 4 1/4 inch of fluid, which leaves us with 3/4 of an inch of fluid left in the bottle when we are finished filling this transmission. So I'm going to measure 3/4 of an inch, which brings us right to the bottom of the label. When we go outside, we have to use all of the fluid in here until we reach the bottom of the label, and then we'll have our 0.85 of a quart. Clean off the bottom of the trans and then put a new washer onto your plug. Tighten the plug and torque it down. I'm using 25 foot-pounds because I couldn't find a spec. Then put your fluid pump into your transmission. I tried to stick the hose in as far as I could so that I wouldn't have fluid leaking back out. Then put your 1.85 quarts into your transmission, or if you're doing it on a level surface, fill the trans until fluid comes out of the port. Then close up the port and torque it down. Once you've done that, you're finished. With the job well done, let's look at some other noise that's coming from the gearbox. This time, it doesn't have to do with gear selection, but rather with clutch engagement and disengagement. Pay no mind to the slippers, and notice that the gear selector is in neutral, with the clutch all the way disengaged. As I engage the clutch, you can hear a whirring noise kick up. That's the throwout bearing, but is a job for another night. good for another couple years, and then we'll just replace it again. It was super tumultuous, but we got the job done. Thank you guys for watching. I'd love to hear your comments, and a friendly reminder to go on a cruise with a couple of buddies. Happy holidays, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.